everyone, it's Dawn and welcome to my channel. And as promised, as today is Saturday, I am going to show you what I've been doing, or what I've been buying more to the point, in my art. I think we're going to call this video my Arty shopping spree. Probably that's what I'm going to call it. Now, I've been into several places and one of them was an online purchase, but we'll go through that as we go along. Now, this was from my favourite shop of all time, the Works, good old Works. And this is actually a watercolour set, or it's a watercolour painting set. And as you can see from the label, it was £10, which is probably one of the highest prices for a single unit that I've ever bought from the Works. And I haven't unpacked it, so I've got a fair idea of what's in it just by looking through the foil or through the plastic. But let's open it up and see what we've got in there. So I'm just going to swap that round for a bit. I'm going to dive into this plastic case and I'll take the bits out one by one, I think. If we just pop the case over there just for a minute. And so we have a set of 12 watercolours. And you've got a good range of colours as well. You've got white, lemon yellow, yellow ochre, orange, burnt sienna, deep red, burnt umber, violet, sap green, cerulean blue, ultramarine and black. And they're 12mm tubes. So they're a good size, and as I say, there are 12 of them. So that's quite good. So I'm quite, it's a Crawford and Black. They're a fairly good paint. They're not the best in the world, but they're certainly not the worst. And they do give good coverage. I have used Crawford and Black paints before. They're quite thick. They're not quite like an acrylic, but they are quite thick for a watercolour, so they do need a fair bit of watering down. But they're a good strong colour. Good to use, good fun. So let's have a look and see what else is in this pack. And, oh, it looks like we've got some pans as well. Let's have a look if I can get it out. Let's just pull the whole lot out. That might be the easiest way of doing it. Just get rid of the bag for a minute. Oh, leave it there, that'll be fine. So, oh, it looks like it's all foiled. So let's just pop that out. So we've got some watercolour pan paints. And they're similar in colour. You've got black, brown, vermilion, crimson, yellow, orange, which I presume is a type of gold. Prussian blue, ultramarine. Oh, Hooker's green. Not seen that. Not from Crawford and Black. That's an interesting one. Leaf green, lemon yellow, and again we've got white. And of course you've got a little paintbrush. I haven't tried the pans one yet. I have tried their tubes. I've not tried the pan one yet. So I'll have a little play with that another day. And then we have got a little set of brushes. They're all round brushes, ranging from, they look like numbers 3, 5 and 6. Yes, they are. Are they all rounds or are they some flats? It's a bit difficult to tell. I think they're mainly all rounds. Or is it 3 flats and 3 rounds? No, I think it's 3 flats and 3 rounds. But they're a bit small for the type of thing that I do, to be honest. But I'm sure they're fine, so I shall take them out and have a little play with them later on. And still staying with this pack, we have a palette. You've got some nice deep wells there to put your paints in. And a reasonable amount of mixing space. I mean, it wouldn't be enough for me, especially when I'm demonstrating. But for an ordinary painting, that might just be the ticket. And so you've got a hole. You don't usually have watercolour palettes with that hole. That's usually for acrylics and oil painters. But there's no reason why you couldn't if you want to. So I might give that a go at some point. And finally, oh, that's just the cover that it came in. So we'll pop that up there. And finally, we have a watercolour pad. Now, I've not looked at this watercolour pad and it's sealed. So if I can undo it fairly quickly, and it looks like I can, we'll have a look at the quality of the watercolour paper. Because some of these watercolour papers that come in packs, quite frankly, are awful. But this one might be the exception. So we'll just get rid of the foil, or the wrapping. And it's 16 sheets. And it looks like it's about an A4 size. So it's a decent size. So let's open it up. Oh, and it's perforated, so you can tear them out without getting those horrible joins where it comes out of the book. So that's not bad. It's not a bad quality. It feels like it's probably a bit porous, but it's not a bad quality. So it might be all right for light sketch work. So perhaps we'll use this and make a sketchbook of it at one point, at some stage. So that's that pack. And as well as being in there, I've been to Smith's. I've been quite a few places. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of products from Smith's. The first one is this pack. Now, this is usually for crafters, and I know we've got some crafters that watch this channel. So this is for art lovers and crafters, if you like. Now, that's just a photograph of, I'm going to show you a comparison of this in a minute. This is just 6x4 or 4x6 blank cardstock that you can buy from any craft shop. Although I didn't buy this from a craft shop, I brought it from Smith's, which in our WH Smith's, they've got a very good craft department because we don't actually have a dedicated craft shop in the town where I live. But just to show you a comparison, I also ordered online from the SAA a pack of, these are, let's just pop them to one side for a moment, or those to one side for a moment I should say. This is a pack of watercolour paper greeting card, and they're already pre-folded and they're decal edged, so they're quite good quality. In fact, they're very good quality. They've got a nice thick surface to them, they've got a nice tooth. I'd say they're probably a knot surface. And what I did with that, with the beauty of those, is it's exactly the same painting. What I did, I painted that painting straight onto a watercolour card, so I didn't have to do anything to it. Then what I did, let's just get them out of the way and put them up there. And then I photographed it, and all I did was I just printed off the photograph. It's the same, as you can see, it's the same painting. And I just, well, I'm sure you know how these work. I think I've picked up two there. I have picked up two. Oh, well, anyway. Well, all I did was I folded it up, folded it in half along the crease, added some glue, and put my photograph of my painting on there. And that's a very quick and very easy either note card or even greeting card. So there are two of the other products that I've brought in my shopping spree. Now let's see if we can get some of these out of the way while we see what else I got. Now, this is something a watercolourist, you wouldn't normally see in a watercolourist armoury, for want of a better word. This is, what is it? It's a canvas board. Canvas panel, or on the back it says canvas panel, I do beg your pardon. It's an 8x8 canvas panel. Now, you don't usually use canvas boards or canvas panels for watercolour, but there's no reason why you can't. So I will, in a future demonstration, I will be showing you how we can use this to enhance textural effects in our paintings. And I might even be going even more unconventional and using some acrylics texture paste. So there you go. And so that's that. And what else did I get? Oh, now this, again, I got online from the SAA. It's called a portable painter. It's actually a micro palette. So what I am going to do, actually, I'm going to bring this in because it's a bit small. There we go. Let's just pull that in a little. Now this is a palette. When it's all folded up like that, it's no bigger than a credit card. In fact, I'd say it's probably smaller than a credit card. And when I got this, to be honest with you, I thought, well, that's not going to be very big, but I was pleasantly surprised. So what you do, that's another little well that you put your paints in. Now that comes out like that. I'll show you quickly. I've had a go at this once, how to put it together. Whether I can do it a second time is anybody's guess. You take the lid up. It is a hinged lid, which flips up, or at least it's, oh, there we go. And in there, you've got enough room for 6 half pans, or you can just squeeze your little bits of your tube paints in those little bits there. This is another little well for mixing. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do this. I found the easiest way. On the box, it says that you put one of this one that side and that one the other side, but I'll give you a tip if you ever get this. I find it easier to clip that onto there like that. There's a little lug that comes down like that, and what you do, you hold that, you put it so that the lug is nearest to your fingers like that, and it's difficult to show you on camera, but you hold it like that so that you've got it in the palm of your hand, and that clips onto there. Whether you can do it while it's in the palm of your hand, I don't know. But that does clip on like that. So you can hold it in your hand and you can paint on the go. The clips come off, but never mind. But that does clip on there like that. And you can... It is a bit of a fiddle. That's the only thing I'd say about this that probably isn't the most complimentary. That bit is a bit of a fiddle to get on, but it does go on. And you can either do that when you're on the go. I was intending to have a go at using it while I'm demonstrating, but on reflection I probably won't do that, but we'll see how it goes. But you've got plenty of room to mix in there. It's quite deep, so you could even put water in there if you wish. But I'm going to have another little go with that later when I've got a bit more time and see if I can make it work a bit better. So that's my micro palette. Let's pop that out of the way. Now this is just for fun. I wanted to show you this. I just got this. This is a battery operated pencil sharpener. I know, how lazy do you have to be to have a pencil sharpener with it's battery operated? But it is such good fun. There are batteries in the base. It doesn't come with batteries, I put them on myself. And what you do, you just stand them up, pop your pencil. It does make a little bit of a noise. It's not a deafening or irritating noise, but you just put your pencil in like that and it will sharpen it to a nice point. But what I would say, if you've not used one of these before, I don't mean the Owl, I mean any battery operated one, don't just let it spin. Push it in and hold it like that. Otherwise it won't do anything, it'll just spin. And you've got a nicely sharp pencil. So that's that one. The other thing I got, we're almost at the end, is an acrylics pad. I know, watercolourists getting acrylics pad, are you mad? Very possibly. But, well, let's just pop that out again. Just a little bit, there we go. And again, it's got a nice tooth, it's got a nice grain. It's not as porous as watercolour paper. So if you wanted to paint something where you want a longer drying time, this might be the way to go. So I'm going to be having a go again in a future demonstration. I will be having a go with this and seeing how the watercolours behave on it. So that could be interesting. And while I was in Smith's, I got this little pack of 6 watercolour brushes. Now I was quite surprised at this bit here, the actual brush itself. It feels quite coarse for a watercolour brush. And it's probably not, I mean, I think it was about £3.50 for 6, so it's probably not the greatest quality of brush you're ever going to get. But we could get some interesting textural effects from it, or from them. And so we'll give them a go, see what we can come up with. And I've got just a couple more bits to show you. One of the things I got online from the SAA was this wonderful pack of assorted mounts. Now that was a surprise to me because I thought they were double mounts, but they're not, they're single mounts, but that's absolutely fine. That's probably my fault more than theirs. And they come, as they're called assorted, they come in different sizes. Now I'll show you the benefit of a mount if you've never considered using a mount before. So they go from the smallest up to roughly an A4. So I'm going to show you the benefits of having a mount. Let's just pop that one out the way. And so this is a painting I did a while ago now. And I'm going to, let's see if we can, that needs to go out just a touch, otherwise you can't see. There we go. So there is our painting. I just stuck it or glued it to a mount board. Now that's without the mount. Now, it looks okay, but if you put a mount around it like that, it really does finish it off nicely. I rather like that. This mount is a little bit big, but I couldn't quite find a mount that was the right size. But we could always adapt the size of the board or the piece of paper that we use, but that's no problem at all. But a mount really does just finish it off nicely. So I've just got a couple more bits to show you, and the bits I've got to show you are really for the crafters among you. Now this I've never seen before. These are acrylic blocks. Yes, of course I've seen acrylic blocks before. But let me see if I can find a piece of coloured paper to put them on, because it's clear on white. And I'm not sure we can see it terribly well. Let's see what we can find. I didn't bring any down with me, but perhaps we'll be all right. Perhaps we'll get away with it. Now, if I hold it on the palm of my hand. Now, these acrylic blocks, these are obviously for stamping, for all you crafters out there. But what I did find, they've got, I don't know if you can see that, hopefully, if I hold it right up to the camera. They've got a grid on it. They've got a measuring grid, and they've got measurements. Okay, they're in centimetres, but that's okay. So you can line your stamps up on your grid before you place them down, and then you know that they're going to be straight. And it came in a pack of 2, so you had this one, and let's pop that down, and you had that one. Hopefully you can just about see that. I wonder, this painting that I did, I wonder if that will show it up better. I'm not convinced it will, but we can always try. If I put that on there, does it show it up any? No, not really, does it? How about there? A little bit better perhaps, but we needed something plain and I haven't got anything handy, but never mind. I'm sure you get the idea. So there is our block, our acrylic block, or stamping block with a grid on it, which I thought was really handy. But of course you can probably see it a lot better. If I hold it up there, if I tilt it to the light, you can see that quite clearly. You can see these lovely lines, so we can line our stamps up. So that will be wonderful. And the very last thing I brought, again for all you crafters out there, is a pack. They came in a pack of, I think it's 3 or 4. 1, 2, let's get them out and have a look. They're sunflowers. They're actually, no, they're not stickers. They're made of felt. They're sunflowers, but they've got these darling little, but oh no, they're not butterflies. What are they? Ladybirds. They've got ladybirds on them, so you get a pack of 1. I didn't count them. 2. Let's have a look. 3. Oh, we get 6 of them. So you get 6 of those. 6 gorgeous little sunflower embellishments with a little ladybird on them, and I think they're gorgeous. And when we finish the end of this series that I'm doing for our watercolour paintings, when I get to the end of my list, we've got a few weeks to go yet, but when we get to the end of the list, I'm going to be doing a series, and I'm going to be making a sunflower journal, which is going to be, it's basically going to be a watercolour journal, so that you can put all of your watercolour paintings in it, or the smaller ones anyway. And we're going to be using sunflower images, whether it's stamping, whether it's die cuts or pre-made ones. So as we go along, we're going to be adding these wonderful sunflower images into our journal. And so we'll be doing a bit of art and a bit of crafting as well. Let me just pop that up there, just a tiny weeny bit. So there we go, that's everything. There's no way I'm going to try and get everything. I'm not even going to try and get everything back in one shot, because I know I won't. So I'll bring some of the stuff back, some of the bits back. So there, maybe some of the more unusual bits. I know, for me unusual is the norm. If I lay him down, you'll see him better. I do like him, he's really cute. And we'll bring these mounts back, because they are good. Oops. I'm looking forward to working with them, or framing my things, my bits and pieces with them. Actually, that covers up too much. But anyway, you get the idea. So, and that lovely little bundle back here, and our brushes. There's so much to bring back. So, there we go. And this is, of course, what we started with. Our bundle for our little watercolour bundle. So there we go. That's just about it for my shopping spree. What did I get in my shopping spree? So I hope you've enjoyed it and found it interesting, and maybe you found some ideas of what you might get next time you're out doing your arty shopping spree. So I wish you a wonderful weekend. Have a great time, everybody. Stay safe, have fun, and I will be back on Monday with a regular watercolour tutorial for you. So until then, happy painting, take care, and bye-bye for now.